Horrifying, horrifying story out of France. And I guess the theme of the past 2 weeks is, are you really surprised? Did you really expect something different? It's always the ones you most expect. A French LGBT activist and a left-wing political party leader has been caught running a child rape ring. I don't know how else to put it. I'm trying. There's no way to sugarcoat that. This guy, Pierre-Alain Cottineau, is a former candidate for the far left-wing party La France Insoumise, France in Rebellion, during the 2021 regional elections, former head of an LGBT LMNOP activist group. He is now being accused. He has allegedly run a darknet child rape network. This according to the French newspaper Le Parisien. They describe some of the videos here. And me, I can read a lot of horrible stuff and keep my composure. This had me fantasizing about ripping this guy's head off and like torturing him along the way. I mean, the stuff he is accused of doing is the worst stuff imaginable. So we'll just leave it at that. Now, what does this mean for politics? What is implied here, I think, from this local weird sex story, horrifying, weird criminal sex story out of France, has a lot of implications for the American political order. What is implied here is we need to be a lot less tolerant of a lot more things. A lot less tolerant of a lot more things. For one, pornography, because a lot of this story centers around pornography. Pornography does nothing good. It only does bad things. And we have the political power to restrict that or ban that outright. And we have for most of American history. There's no First Amendment violation. There were some stupid court cases in the 20th century that pretended that the First Amendment protects porn. It doesn't. We should get rid of it. There's no benefit. There's only negative consequences. We should just get rid of it. And if we were a serious country, we would. This has implications for us being much less tolerant of license on the internet. License. People just doing whatever they want on the internet. You should not be able to do whatever you want on the internet. You're not allowed to do whatever you want in the physical public square. You're not allowed to do whatever you want, even in wide open land in the middle of the country. You can't do literally whatever you want. There's nothing good. There's nothing particularly American. There's certainly nothing conservative about just doing whatever you want in the physical world. Why would we allow you to do that in the virtual, digital world either? You have to go to lumen.me/Knowles. That's me. You know, I have discovered a magnificent tool that gives me real-time insight into my metabolism through something as simple as my breath. It is called Lumen. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. All you need to do is breathe into it first thing in the morning. You will know exactly what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning fats or carbs. Based on your measurements, Lumen creates a personalized nutrition plan just for you. Since your metabolism is basically the engine behind everything your body does, when it's working really well, you get all kinds of great benefits. I'm a big fan, especially when it comes to my health, of work smarter, not harder, especially when it comes to my health. And so, if you have an amazing tool like this, it's so easy, even I can use it. You breathe into it, and it says, hey, here's how you're going to feel better throughout the day. Here's what's going to be better for your body. Then great, guesswork. It's easy. You'll have more energy throughout the day. You'll see better results from your workouts. The warmer months are coming. Spring back into your health and fitness. Go to lumen.me/Knowles, and you'll get 10% off your Lumen. lumen.me/Knowles, Canada-WLES, for 10% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. This is going to contradict a lot of what right-wingers have been saying about it's really more libertarians. We need a free and open internet where you can do whatever you want. No, not really. If that's not good for you in the physical world, why would that be good for you in the digital world? We need to restrict behavior on the internet, just as we do in the physical world. Homosexual adoption, part of what he's accused of doing pertains to homosexual adoption. There's no good reason to have homosexual adoption. There are 32 some odd couples for every one newborn baby who's put up for adoption. There is no shortage of couples who want to adopt newborn babies. Later on down the line, for kids who've been taken out of homes, who've been put in foster care, who are teenagers, who have behavioral problems, yes, there are problems getting those people adopted. That's a completely separate issue, and there are totally different reasons for that. But we're talking about adoption, newborn baby adoption. There is no shortage of couples. There is no reason, there is no argument, even from a consequentialist or utilitarian perspective, to allow two fellas or two chicks even to adopt a kid. It's not good. If you think that men and women each have something to contribute to raising a child, if you think that neither men nor women are totally superfluous, then there is no way that you can back homosexual adoption. Unless you think that adoption is really just about the fun and the desires of parents rather than kids. If parents are the people who have, or if adults rather, they're not even parents, if the adults have the rights when it comes to child rearing and not the kids, okay, then I guess that's your view. That's not how I view it. I don't think kids are a handbag to be purchased at the Fendi store, okay? I think they're proper subjects with rights. They're not commodities to be bought and sold based on the whims of people with disordered desires. So serious implications there for homosexual adoption. And left-wing politics broadly. Is anyone surprised that this guy was an LGBT activist? How many LGBT LMNOP activists get caught doing this stuff? A disproportionate number. It's not all of them, but it's a disproportionate number. How many of the people who get caught doing this stuff are involved in left-wing institutions? A disproportionate number. It's not all of them. Everyone's going to point to some pastor, some priest, some conservative who ended up doing lots of terrible things. Yeah, of course, it's a fallen world, that happens. But look at the numbers, guys. It's not the churches that are primarily driving this. It's not the religious institutions. It's not the conservatives. It's left-wing institutions. It's left-wing politics, because left-wing politics, when a right-winger gets caught doing something evil and horrible, especially pertaining to weird sex stuff, it's an aberration. It's contrary to the right-wing political philosophy or ideology. When the left gets caught doing this, it is the fulfillment of their ideology. They believe that this stuff is good in practice. There are weird essays that U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders wrote back in the 60s about how we need to allow little children to experiment sexually because they're sexual creatures. And pornography should be mainstreamed. Bernie Sanders wrote this stuff. This is part of their ideology. When they act out on that, they are fulfilling their ideology. Nobody but should be surprised. Politically speaking, all these things I've said, restricting porn, restricting license on the internet, homosexual adoption, left-wing politics, all these things, you're going to say, well, that's unrealistic to try to stop all that stuff. Hold on. I'm not saying we can totally eradicate evil, but we can do a lot to mitigate the risk. If we took a serious stand on pornography, on radical left-wing politics even, on marriage, on the way children are adopted, if we did that, you would drastically reduce the occurrences of this kind of thing. This guy, Pierre-Alain Cottineau, if he did what he is accused of doing, he did it with the support of the French political order. That's how it happened. So we need to reduce that support. That was a great clip. Now stop, ring the bell, subscribe. We'll see you next time.